Hello everyone, welcome back to Crap Car Collective. Today is servicing time, there we are, for my little Opel Corsa B, Vauxhall Corsa B, if you are of a UK persuasion. You can see I've got some of my bits there in the background, but it's probably going to need more than just a service. There's some rather serious mechanical issues, I fear, but I might have a nice cheap fix for those as well. Yeah, here we are then. 3 spark plugs, because it's a 3-cylinder. Got my oil filter, air filter, some nice oil. I've also got a oil pressure switch, coolant, and this might be my secret weapon. But I'll explain more about that later. Actually, might as well start with that kind of bottle of case seal. So, yeah, look, this, pretty sure it's suffering from head gasket failure. As you may have seen on previous videos, lots of mayo in there. Not a lot of coolant in here, if any. Very, very little. A bit more than I expected, actually. But and that smells a bit sweet. It's down on power. There's a bit of white smoke coming from the exhaust pipe. So I fear it's suffering from head gasket failure. What I'm going to do to try and diagnose that for sure is whip off the coil pack down here, pop the spark plugs out and just turn it over, and if there's any liquid coming through the spark plug bores, the spark plug holes, then I think that means that the head gasket is definitely gone. Now look, I wouldn't usually use this stuff because apparently it can cause all manner of issues within your engine, but it's a €350 car. It's an end-of-life vehicle. It's a 28-year-old 1-litre hatchback with no gadgets, no gizmos, very, very little on it. It's a very basic car that nobody really wants. I want it, obviously. But, I mean, I've had a look online this morning, and there's, a few of them for sale in Ireland. So, look, if this stuff doesn't work and I got to get rid of it and it dies, it'll be a good experience for me, and, it's good content for the channel. So, I mean, we just use this as a test of case seal. Is it any good? It says that it's head gasket repair, block head sealer, radiator stop leak. Look, my coolant's disappearing. I've got engine mayo, as you saw there. So what would a head gasket cost on one of those? 600-700 quid? Probably. I think I got a quote a while back for about 650. So just not worth it. So for, 20-odd quid, I think I'll give that a try. But anyway, yeah, let's crank it over with the spark plugs out and see what happens. That's what the bores look like, minus spark plugs. I did have to do a bit of vacuum cleaning here because it was all kind of cruddy, as you can see there on the coil pack. Cylinder 1 looks clean, I think, but cylinder 2 and cylinder 3 don't look great, I don't think. I mean, I'm not really all that familiar with how cylinders should look. Probably shouldn't look all that much like that, though. And here's my spark plugs. Cylinder 1, 2 and 3. Look at all that crud, look at all that crap. Yeah. And they all look pretty heavily marked as well. Don't think they look great. Okay, go. Right, stop. Oh, it's blowing up a lot of crap. Go again. All right, stop. Once more. Oh. And again. All right, thank you. That'll do. Go. All right. And again. Oh. And again. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, as you could see there, you could see piston 1 moving, piston 2 moving in cylinder 1 and 2, and then just a dark, dense black hole in cylinder 3. I'm going to drain the coolant now anyway. I'm going to put fresh coolant in it, fresh oil. I might just bring it for a drive, see what the temperature's like. Who knows? It might magically fix itself. It's not, is it? Okay, so we're getting places. The thermostat is out and the bottom hose is disconnected and we've got coolant, and look at that. That looks like Bisto, doesn't it? Do you want some chicken gravy? Some chicken stock? Doesn't look good, that, does it, at all? And you can see how... in fact, actually, this broken grill bit here looks like somebody sent a pigeon with it. But that was actually really handy for getting to the lower radiator hose there. But that looks like it's all the coolant. I'm just going to give that a minute or two just to drain out what's left. And then we can flush it on through, fill it with new coolant. Getting there, gradually. So it's now time to flush the radiator out, and I haven't got a hose to do that, unfortunately, so I'm going to have to rely on a watering can and this little spout thingy. Definitely not off a petrol jerry can. No, definitely not. So can I just kind of put that there somewhere and start pouring in? Probably going to need 2 hands for this. Okay then, let's start pouring in. Am I even doing the right thing here? Yeah, there we go. It's going at the bottom. Is it collecting in the... Don't know. Can you see that? How are we looking? Is it going... Oh yeah, that's all right, isn't it? God, it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. We'll carry on this for a while. Oh, it doesn't look good in there though, does it? But that's mostly the crap from earlier on. Right, let's go with the second flush. Right. Okie dokie. Yeah, it's a lot clearer than it was. So maybe just give it one more drain. And we got a leak similar to the Exxon Valdez down here. That's fine, it's alright. Okay, third and final flush. I've already half filled this, so let's hope this goes okay. Whoa. Oh yeah, it's much better, isn't it? I think that'll do us, to be honest. I think that'll do. I can't be arsed to anymore either. Good. Right, that is the radiator flushing complete. So, I mean, look, I really would love to flush the engine as well, considering that's where a lot of our issues are. But it says that you have to use a hose, which I haven't got access to because I was using the watering can, and you've got to cover the thermostat housing aperture. Because obviously you can't flush it because the thermostat would be closed, wouldn't it, if you put it back in, so you wouldn't get the water all through the engine. So I don't know if I can actually flush the engine, which is a bit annoying. But, surely it's going to be better than what it was. And, this car might be heading to the scrappy bin anyway, depending on how my bottle of K-Seal does soon. So, am I really that bothered? Probably not. Yeah, I'd forgot to take this off, actually. So, don't know if that's going to make any difference at all. There's a little bit of coolant left in there, actually, which... Should that be in there? Don't really know. Don't fully understand what I'm doing today, let's face it, but... I'd like to take that coolant... I might take that coolant bottle out, actually, and try and give that a bit of a clean. I think that's a pretty easy thing to do, isn't it? You've got a couple of screws, brittle plastic, but I might just do that, actually. Okay, progress update. So I've reconnected the coolant reservoir. Look, I managed to clean out as best I could in there. Still not going to look great. Yeah, it's not great. I tried to get the wet and dry back in there. And I couldn't. It didn't fit. The nozzle didn't fit. Tried to rig it up with something a bit thinner. Ugh, don't know. Anyway, it's as clean as it's going to get, and as clean as I can be bothered getting it. So yeah, that's all reconnected. There's no coolant in it, as you saw there. Reconnected the thermostat housing with the thermostat in it. Didn't have a new gasket, so, just tightened the shit out of it. Hoping for the best. Reconnected all my hoses, the little coolant fan switch, which just lives there. As you can see, a couple of wires there. Service time. Right, okay, so time to drop the oil out the bottom. So, unfortunately, on this lovely wet ground, I've got to now get down and underneath it. The fun never stops. Much to my frustration, after undoing the top screws and disconnecting the pipework up here, I've noticed that actually it is connected to a pipe at the bottom down there. Can you see it? And that just looks like an absolute pig to get to, so I'm not going to bother. But what I will do is, if I can, is just try and maybe poke the head of my wet and dry vac in there to try and just get rid of all that crap in there. Look at it, it's flipping horrible in there, isn't it? So yeah, I think I'll try that. Okay, progress update. So I've reconnected the coolant reservoir. Look, I managed to clean out as best I could in there. Still not going to look great. Yeah, it's not great. I tried to get the wet and dry vac in there. And I couldn't. It didn't fit. The nozzle didn't fit. Tried to rig it up with something a bit thinner. Ugh, don't know. Anyway, it's as clean as it's going to get, and as clean as I can be bothered getting it. So yeah, that's all reconnected. There's no coolant in it, as you saw there. Reconnected the thermostat housing with the thermostat in it. Didn't have a new gasket, so, just tightened the shit out of it. Hoping for the best. Reconnected all my hoses, the little coolant fan switch, which just lives there. As you can see, a couple of wires there. Service time. Right, okay, so time to drop the oil out the bottom. So unfortunately on this lovely wet ground, I've got to now get down and underneath it. The fun never stops. All right, this might be the worst bit of footage you've ever seen, but I'm about to undo the sump plug here. Can you see that? Yes, you can. Oh, God. What a palaver. Right, this is going to spurt out everywhere. Oh, and it looks like coffee. Looks like coffee. Yeah, nice caramel, I think. Oh dear. Right, okay. Ooh, let's wait for that to drain. Well, I'll go and throw a cup of tea and I'll come back in a little while. That is what colour it is. Got to be head gasket failure, hasn't it? Look at that. There's so much coolant that has leaked into that oil. I've just removed the oil filter housing, which is down here. Oil filter there. Look at that. That really shouldn't look like that, should it? Really shouldn't. Oh my God. I dribbled up the front of the car as well. Great, okay. Yeah, everything's really bad. Everything is really bad. How am I going to get all that out there? All right then, time to do the spark plugs. Running out of light, typically, because I never seem to do these things quickly, but let's get cracking on them anyway. I'll move the coil pack out of the way and pop in our new spark plugs. Yes, doesn't really matter where I put these, just drop them in, I suppose. Pop that in there. I have got a torque wrench to set the torque on them. A little while. I'll screw that in by hand, get a better feeling for it. Right, pop that one in there. I remember doing this once and I did actually pop one in the wrong way around, absent-mindedly, which was really stupid, wasn't it? I think I managed to fish it out with some long-nosed pliers, but yeah, that was unnecessary. And my final one. There we go. This will click when it's at the desired. There we go, that was a click there. Click there, and that was a click there. Just make sure. Yep. Okie dokie, they're in. Excellent stuff. I don't think your engine oil is ever supposed to look like that, is it? Look at that. Like melted chocolate. Oh dear. Rapidly running out of light, but look at my lovely new oil filter. I've clipped it into the housing, so I'm now going to pop that into the engine, and then it'll be air filter, oil. Oh, we're so close. We're so close. Bit of an issue here with the air filter. So that's the old one. Looks a bit grubby, doesn't look disastrous though. And here's the new one. It's quite significantly bigger, isn't it? I'll just chop it down to size. Doesn't really matter, does it, if I just chop it down to size? Might have to do that, really. Can't really be bothered bringing it back and ordering a new one. So I think I might just do that, just chop it down to size. Really losing light now, but as if by magic, old on top and new on the bottom. It's the same size. Let's fit it to the Corsa, which, as you can see here, is bathed in darkness. So, yeah, I really wish I'd just started this a bit earlier in the day. Okay, then we have limited light. All artificial, but it's time for oil. I got some 10W40 Halford's Cheapo Special. I've got brand new oil over there as well. It's been lying around for a bit, but anyway, I don't really care. So start firing it in. Don't know how much this thing takes, so we'll just chuck it all in. Hope for the best. All the oil has been drained, so there's nothing left. I would like it if the engine took all of this stuff, because I mean, as soon as I fill it with coolant and turn it on, it's going to start leaking into the oil again, isn't it? Which will render the oil in it pretty coffee and caramel-esque and useless like all the stuff I drained out of it before, but don't think that's going to register on the dipstick. Let's see, there's only a small engine. Can you see that? It doesn't look like there's anything on there, does there? So we'll keep filling. I am probably going to have to, undoubtedly now at this stage, going to have to break into the new oil. This is my new stuff. Look at this, Total Quartz, yeah. Yeah, no, there's a bit in there. There is a little bit in there. Let's just try it again. That might be all we need. Yeah, it's quite a healthy amount, that, actually. I'll pop a little tiny bit more in. But I think we're pretty much there with the oil, which is great news. Right, I'm going to give that a second then, just for the oil to settle. I think that will do. Where's my oil cap? Oh yeah, I was cleaning that up, so... Okay, it's coolant next then. Oh, actually, no, I have to do the oil pressure switch. There it is there. That's what it looks like. It's a bit knackered, a bit grubby, but it can go straight in the bin because I've got my new one. So there's the new one. There's the old one. See the difference there between the two, roughly speaking. There we go. Let's get it fitted. There we are then. That's the new oil pressure switch in situ. That doesn't look all healthy around there, doesn't that? A bit of plastic cowling. But with a bit of luck, that'll stop the oil leakage issue. So the next thing is the coolant. Now then's the part I've been sort of semi-dreading. I've got half a tub or half a bottle here of silicate antifreeze and coolant. And because I'm stupid and impatient, I got one that isn't the same. But I don't really care. Coolant's coolant, isn't it? So let's dump this in and see how it goes. And the wonderful news is that in this dim light, I can't actually see how much I'm going to be putting in. So I'm going to chuck it all in there. Hope for the best, really. That's all of it. What's my level looking like? Can I even see? Can you see that? I can't really, but looks like there's quite a lot in there. Yeah, there you go. There's a little bubble there, so... Yeah, okay, quite a lot in there. I'm going to just put a little bit of the other stuff in. Actually, no, you know what? I can put a bit of water in on top of that, can't I, actually? Pretty much brim it. Yeah, that's very, very high. Okay, time to start the engine and bleed it. And I've also got to reattach this thing. I forgot to do that, actually, earlier on. Okay, engine on, I think. Sounds a bit weird. Reconnect our battery. Yeah, that does sound weird, actually. It's making kind of like a gargling noise. Should it be doing that? Don't know. Not really bothered. Right, let's start the engine. This is quite exciting, actually. And what should happen now is we should get bubbles coming out of that, I think. But it has at least started, so that means that it hasn't exploded. Here is the mighty Corsa then, and it's driving absolutely fine, thankfully. It's probably been driving now for about 20 minutes, 25 minutes, almost half an hour at full whack. Been giving it the beans. And, well, I mean, it's still doing that weird temperature thing where it gets up to, like, where it is now, then suddenly sinks back to zero when you're driving. But, you know, I've had lovely hot vents for the whole duration. Just knock the lights off there. I think everything's okay. So I'm not going to check the fluids or anything while I'm down here. I'm about a 5-minute drive away from base, so I will hot foot it back. Oh, flipping heck, I've been driving around with the battery terminal plastic there. How the hell hasn't that come off? That's a bit wild, isn't it? Right, I'll chuck that in on the passenger seat. I got a little bit worried there, thinking that that was custody cappuccino oil from a carb. I don't think it is. In fact, I know it's not. But that doesn't mean that there's not cappuccino inside. So, like there. Yeah, I'm going to hop back in the car, get back to base, and update you from there. It is now the next day. So I'm just going to check for mayo and check my coolant level after a good bit of driving last night. Oh, we have mayo. Not great. Okay, that's a bad start. What are we like for coolant? Flipping heck, I really did put that on pretty solidly. Wait for that to depressurise. No oil leaking out of my oil pressure switch, which is good. Or the thermostat housing, which is double good. Let's just wait for that to Depressurize, there we go. How are we for coolant level? Still pretty healthy, I think. Still pretty healthy. Give the car a shake there so you can see it sloshing around. That's not too bad, you know. That isn't too bad. All right then, positive stuff. Still case sealless. Going to run this for a couple of days, and then if we get a lot of engine mayo, I might pop the case seal on. But I mean, I don't know, that could just be from low temperatures, couldn't it? Apparently these engines kind of do produce a lot of that in winter when you're not doing huge mileage. But let's bring it for a bit of a spin now and see what happens. Yeah, definitely like smoker's car, this, because it smells like a gentleman's club. Right, out of gear. Let's turn it over. Okay. Yeah, that's not too bad. Not too bad at all, really. Welcome to January 1992, by the way. That's not 12 minutes past 6 either. Off we go then. Just open the window here for a bit of fresh air. Get that aroma of the 1990s out of it. Don't want to put it through any unnecessary stress early on in this little drive. Just take it nice and handy. A little bit of short shifting. No need to rev the nuts off it. I'm paying very close attention to any hot air that might be coming out of the vents. Can see a bit of white smoke in the rear view mirror, which is not a good sign. I'm just a little bit scared to do any serious mileage in it. I want to keep it close to the house, close to base, in case it breaks down, in case it overheats, in case something goes terribly wrong. This is 4th gear. Now 5th, and we do have some warm air coming out of the vents, which is good news, good start. And you know, it is a cold morning. I'm gonna wait for it to get properly warm. So, you know, you do need a bit of heat in here. Fingertips are frigid, to say the least. Right, let's carry on this little drive then. And it's kind of, you know, you get more confident, don't you, the further you drive it, and you think, oh, I'll push it a little bit more, I'll do another little bit of distance in it, I'll go a little bit further afield, and hopefully that won't come back to bite me. But yeah, I am encouraged by that coolant level. Not encouraged by the signs of mayonnaise on the filler cap though, but I'm hoping that might just be because of the cold temperatures. My engine warning light is on, but that's been on since I bought it. Sensor, has this got an OBD scanner port plug thing somewhere? Wouldn't put money on it. I can't see where you plug one in, so I'd hazard a guess it doesn't. It's another Corsa. It's a Corsa that's 21 years older than mine. Oh, sorry, older? Younger than mine. Driven by somebody who should be driving this. They looked about 90. Nice. Corsas rule the world. It is driving fine, and it does feel a little bit more responsive since I've serviced it. Did it just need a good service? I mean, you don't really get wins mechanically with cars that are as easy as that, do you? Just give it a service and it fixes everything. So I'm sceptical on that one. Gonna open the throttle up now, give it some beans, and I tell you what, it's warmed up quite impressively in here. I've got a couple of layers on here, and it's getting a little bit uncomfortably warm, uncomfortably hot even, should I say. That is 4th. Let's give it some 5thness. Oh yes. Oh yes. Woohoo! So it's doing 55 miles an hour. I don't tell anyone. Shh. No, I'm very, very bumpy there as well. Have to buy a new camera mount. Have to buy a new camera mount. I've been saying that for ages, haven't I? Some puddle action. Oh yeah. Journey update time then, and I've just thrown a bit of petrol in it. We are 10.5 miles into this journey now, and the temperature is staying just on the cool side of slap bang in the middle, which is really positive. Now, there's no need for me to have the heating on. I've put the temperature down to cold, and that seems to be just keeping the temperature slap bang where I said it was a moment ago. No fluctuations. So yeah, I mean, everything seems fine, which is quite surprising, really. As I was pulling off the petrol station forecourt there a minute ago, it was quite stuttery. I don't know if I got a duff starter motor or something, because sometimes it can be reluctant to switch on. I mean, it always does, but sometimes it just really doesn't want to. Just performing a little test. I've now turned the temperature to the hottest setting. That was about 5 minutes ago, and nothing seems to have changed with regard to the engine temperature. Yeah, the signs continue to be positive. Traffic. Not really traffic, there's a hedge cutting tractor and then a van ahead of me. Country traffic. How's it going to deal with this though? Temperature's creeping up a little, but only creeping up towards where it should be, the middle of the dial. Can I get past here? Yeah, I think I can. Because my car's so small. Small, little tiny thing. I've just completed a 20-mile drive in the Corsa. That's more miles I've done since I think I drove it home the initial night that I bought it. Oh, sorry, not the initial night that I bought it, the initial night that I got it back from when it was broken. So let's have a little look at the levels and see if that's done any damage. Well, when I say look at the levels, obviously not going to look at the coolant because it'll explode in my face because it's under pressure. But I've actually noticed that the oil pressure switch has popped out, which isn't great, is it really? But the oil that looks like it's coming out looks like engine oil, so that's good. Let's have a look and see if we got, I mean, like it's really hot, really nice and toasty. Have we got mayo? That's less, I think, than what we had earlier on today, isn't it? Is that less? It's still very creamy though in there, isn't it? But I'm just hoping that it's just because of the cold weather that it's like that. Let's try and plug this temperature switch back in. I don't know why that's popped out. A bit weird, isn't it? I think it's supposed to be held. There we go. Sorry, I don't know if you actually saw any of that. It wasn't clipped on there, so it is now. That should be fine. Lovely oily fingers. But yeah, everything else seems okay, doesn't it? It's so tempting to just drive this thing as a daily now at the minute. Got my C30. We'll eventually do a video on that. But I'm going to trust the Swedes over a 28-year-old German. Yeah. Right, okay. That's it then. The service seems to have been successful, and all of that work and that driving there and everything was done without that bottle of K-Seal. So, am I going to need it? Well, I'm probably going to drive it quite a lot over the next couple of weeks, and we'll see where that gets us. All right, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and thank you for all the comments and the views, and all of you subscribers, all absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much. The only reason why I keep doing it really is because all of you seem to enjoy it, so thanks again. If you'd like to financially support the channel, you can, of course. That'd be incredibly welcome. The link to my Patreon is in the description below. But thank you everybody for watching, and there'll be plenty more Corsa content coming soon. Goodbye.